Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be going over one of the new leaders released for the upcoming set. I'm really excited about it, and I kind of wanted to go through some of the reasons I think it's good and some cards that you could pick up now to use in the deck later. So the card is Darth Revan. On the front side, when a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you can exhaust it, give an experience token to a friendly unit. So this is the first leader we've ever had that can give experience for free like this without it costing one. Also, really importantly, it's not an action, so it doesn't hurt your action economy either, which is extremely strong. However, in compensation, it only is dark side, so you're only going to get to play one color with your Darth Revan. So that makes it even more important what colors you pick. Now, the two most important keywords with this leader are going to be shielded and ambush. Both of these can really easily take advantage of this defeating a friendly unit without the unit dying itself. Shielded works where obviously you attack and then you just get a shield, so you get the boost. And ambush works where you can ambush, kill something, and immediately get that experience counter. And then it's just stronger for the next turn. Just for reference, the back is essentially the same thing, except it has Restore 1, which is actually kind of important because unless you're in blue, you're not going to get a lot of Restore with Revan, and Darkside doesn't usually have a lot of Restore cards. So it's actually really nice that it has that on there. And same thing, when the friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, you can give an experience token to the friendly unit. Couple things with this. One, it works on Revan himself, so if Revan kills something, he gets stronger, which is a big deal because 3/6 on 5 is already like normal stats. Another thing is this isn't once per turn, so every time your unit kills something, you get to give an experience. So if you have multiple things trading efficiently, then you're really going to get a lot of benefits off of Revan. More important than normal are the vanilla cards. Since you're only going to have one color, it's actually kind of important to have some cards of these in your deck, as you might not have enough of the monocolor cards that you need. Frontier AT-AT is if you have another vehicle unit, this unit gains ambush. This is something I play a lot in my Rose decks. And there's a couple other vehicles that have good keywords for Revan as well, so I could definitely see a vehicle deck going. Basically, it has all the stats you're looking for. You're looking for a decent attack stat with a large defensive stat so that you can ambush, kill something, and immediately get your boost. Same kind of thing. I'm actually going to do two vanilla ones just because I couldn't really pick between these two. Retrofitted Airspeeder, same kind of thing where it is a smaller attack stat, bigger defense stat. Ambush, and the nice thing about this is since it can attack space units, it kind of makes it impossible for your opponent not to give you something to kill. And when you attack a space unit, it gets -1. So you can bring Retrofitted Airspeeder in, kill a space unit, and then now you've got a 4/7 on the ground, which is actually pretty annoying to deal with at 5 health. If anything, it's going to take like a full another big unit for them to deal with it. And you can keep stacking up these keywords. Plus the ability to attack ground or air, you can keep killing space units and keep getting buffs. So there isn't really a pure dark side card that's particularly good with him right now, so I cheated a little bit on the dark side one. This is the Dark Tyrannus promo we are getting in the structure deck that's coming out with this set. And I just want to say this card right here is probably the best card I've seen so far for Revan. It literally has all the things you want in this deck. So it comes in shielded, which is big, and if the force is with you, it also gains ambush. So we have a 4/3 shielded ambush, so it's going to come in, kill something immediately, then it's become a 5/4 at full health, which is really strong. This is basically above stat line for every single thing in the game right now that's really played. And then even with 4 health, a lot of times you can kill something else and get even bigger, and then once you get to 6 attack, like it just starts getting crazy. Green has a lot of good units since it has a lot of ambush stuff, but something like Vader really exemplifies how good Revan can be. Because you have smaller attack stat, bigger health stat, it's going to survive the ambush, and then it gets bigger and it hits that 6 attack point where you can trade with things like Poe. Really good. Obviously, Vader's already a really strong card, but him by himself is a pretty good indicator that green Revan might be a good way to go. You could also play things like Maul and things of that sort, just things with ambush in general. For red, which I think it is going to end up being the weakest color just because it doesn't have a lot of those keywords that Revan really uses well. However, putting a Fallen Lightsaber on Revan on his flip turn is kind of crazy because then he becomes a 6/9, and every time he kills something, you're going to get an experience token again. I guess every time he attacks, I should say. But at 6 attack, he's pretty much always going to be killing something, and his health is going to be so high that it's going to be hard for him to really be dealt with. He just in general is a good thing to put equipments on, but something like Fallen Lightsaber, where you're also dealing extra damage and things like that, is really good. A notable thing too is, I'm not 100% sure, I'll have to look this up. It says when a friendly unit attacks and defeats a unit, I believe attacking and then defeating a unit with Fallen Lightsaber might work with that because it gives it the on-attack ability. I'm going to have to double check that, but I'm 90% sure that's how that works. Yellow is the other really obvious color for Revan, just because yellow has a ton of ambush, which is really good. Things like Bosk, once again, 4 attack, 5 defense, ambush, and then has an extra little ability tacked on. But things like this, as well as a lot of the other underworld units that have ambush, like Forlam, just work really, really well with Revan. And then the crazy version that I want to play that may or may not end up being good, I have to look more into it, but Super Commando Squad is one of my favorite cards in the game, and Revan works insane with it because you get a 4/4 shielded, and then as long as it's upgraded, it gets Sentinel. So you put it down, and your opponent has to trade into it. If they don't, you can kill something, lose the shield, gain the experience, and you immediately get shielded again, except now you're a 5/5. So you get a 4/4 shielded Sentinel and then a 5/5 Sentinel off the same thing. Blue has a lot of shielded effects, which work really good with Revan. Kind of like how Anakin works really well with shielded, where you're just getting extra benefits from those efficient trades. So that's what shields are kind of all about. But yeah, these are the cards that are currently in the game that I think will do really good with Revan. Might be something to consider when you're building your deck. And if anyone has any really cool ideas for this leader, I'm super duper excited to play it. I think it's one of the leaders I'm going to play first. And I think it's really, really strong and really unique. So yeah, if you have any cool ideas, please leave in the comments below. Otherwise, please subscribe, and I'll see you later.